All right, let's talk about what's really going on inside that computer of yours. Today, we're going to peek under the hood and break down all the core components, but we're going to do it using a really simple analogy that'll make it all click.
Have you ever really stopped to think about it? When you click your mouse, launch a game, or just open a browser tab, what are all those little pieces inside the box actually doing?
Well, here's the secret. The best way to understand it all is to stop thinking of it as one big, complicated machine and start thinking of it like a really, really busy office. Every single part has a very specific job to do, and they all have to work together perfectly.
Okay, so every great office has one, right? That one person who seems to be the real engine of the place, the one doing all the heavy lifting and all the critical thinking. Well, in our computer office, we've got one too.
Meet our star employee. This incredible little chip is the Central Processing Unit, or CPU. And in our office, this is the main worker, the one responsible for getting pretty much everything done. The CPU is quite literally the brain of your computer. Just like that key employee, its job is to crunch all the numbers and execute all the instructions you give it. When you click on an icon, the CPU is the one that gets the memo and carries out that command. So you always hear these tech specs, right? Cores and clock speed. What does that even mean? Using our analogy, it's actually super simple. Think of cores as the number of workers you have on your team. More cores means your computer can literally handle more tasks at the same time. Then you have clock speed, measured in gigahertz. That's just how fast each of those workers can think. So put it together, a CPU with a lot of cores and a high clock speed is like having a huge team of brilliant, lightning-fast employees.
Okay, so our worker is brilliant and super fast, but they can't just hold everything in their head, right? They need a place to work, and they need a place to store all their files. So that brings us to the office furniture.
First up is RAM, which stands for Random Access Memory. And in our office, this is our worker's desk. It's a temporary workspace for all the files and applications that are being used right this second. The more RAM you have, the bigger the desk. A bigger desk means you can have more stuff spread out at once without everything getting cluttered and slow.
Then you've got storage. This is your hard drive or your solid-state drive. In our office, this is the filing cabinet. It's where everything, your operating system, your photos, your documents, your games, is stored permanently for the long term, even when you shut the computer down.
And this is the key difference you gotta get. RAM, the desk, is super fast access because it's right there, but it's temporary. When you turn the power off, the desk gets wiped clean. Storage, the filing cabinet, is a little slower to pull from, but it's permanent. So the workflow is this. The CPU pulls a file from the filing cabinet and puts it on the desk to actually work with it.
Now, not all filing cabinets are created equal. On the left, that's an old-school hard disk drive, or HDD. It literally has spinning metal platters inside, kind of like a record player. On the right is a modern solid-state drive, or SSD, which uses flash memory chips. And because that SSD has 0 moving parts, it is dramatically faster, quieter, and a whole lot more durable. This is the difference between your computer booting up in seconds versus minutes.
So think about it. Our main worker, the CPU, is performing millions of calculations every single second. All of that mental effort generates a ton of heat. And if it gets too hot, it slows down, or worse, it could get damaged. So the next critical job is keeping a cool head.
One of the most common ways we do this is with a heat sink. You see all those metal fins and pipes? Its entire job is just to pull heat away from that hot CPU and spread it out over a large area so the air can carry it away. It's basically the same idea as the radiator in your car.
And this technology has gotten so much better over time. It started with just a simple fan to move hot air. Then we added the heatsink for more surface area. Then came heat pipes, which have fluid inside to transfer heat even more effectively. And now, for high-performance systems, we have full-on liquid cooling that circulates a coolant for just maximum efficiency.
And the difference is staggering. Just check out this data from a Saltec study. The air cooling system used almost 38 watts of power. The liquid cooling system doing the exact same job, just over 7 watts. That is less than a quarter of the power. It's a huge saving, and it also means the system is going to be way quieter and more efficient.
Okay, so we've got our worker, we've got a desk, we've got a filing cabinet. But for any of this to work, we need a floor plan to connect everything, but we need a reliable power grid to keep the lights on. We need the office infrastructure.
This is the motherboard. I want you to think of it as the office floor plan, complete with all the hallways and communication lines. It's the main circuit board that physically connects every single component, letting the CPU, RAM, and storage all talk to each other. It is the glue that holds the entire operation together.
And of course, nothing works without electricity. The power supply unit, or PSU, is the building's electrical grid. Its absolutely crucial job is to take that high-voltage power from your wall outlet and convert it into the specific, stable, lower voltages that all your sensitive components need to operate safely. But not all power supplies are the same. This 80+ rating tells you how efficient it is. A titanium-rated PSU, for example, is 94% efficient. So what does that actually mean for you? It means only 6% of the electricity from your wall is wasted as heat. The result? A lower electricity bill and a quieter computer, because with less wasted heat, your fans don't have to spin as hard.
Now, our main worker, the CPU, is a genius, but it can't be an expert at everything. That's why any good office hires a specialist team. First up, the big one, the graphics card, or GPU. Think of this as the company's in-house artist and architect. For anything visual, gaming, video editing, 3D design, the GPU is a specialized expert that's thousands of times better at those tasks than the CPU. Then you've got the network card, which is your office mailroom, handling all the data coming in and out from the internet. And finally, the sound card, the office musician, in charge of everything you hear.
So, as you can see, none of these parts work alone. A great computer isn't about having one superstar component. It's about having a perfectly balanced team where everyone works together. So let's recap our office roster. So here's our final team. We've got the CPU as our main worker, RAM is the desk space, storage is the permanent filing cabinet. We keep things running smoothly with the cooling system as the office AC. We connect everyone with the motherboard floor plan, power it all with the PSU's power grid, and bring in the GPU and other specialists for the really tough jobs.
And I want to leave you with this important thought from Corsair, because this is the part that people often overlook. The PSU is like the heart of your computer, pumping power to every component. A bad PSU can lead to system instability, crashes, and even hardware damage. It is truly the foundation of the entire system. Don't cheap out on it. So next time you're looking to build a computer or even just buy one, remember this: you're not just picking parts, you're hiring an office team. You're the manager. The only question is, who will you put in charge?